Remember, the Illumina 3D is a software from Boston Scientific inside the elements in the brain lab, where they are going to tell you which contacts you have to stimulate or to use in your patient in order to achieve the best motor outcomes. That's the idea. But before I move to the settings of the Illumina 3D, I have to prepare my nucleus. The STN, the DPI, the VIM, or whatever the nucleus you are using in your patient, you have to prepare in advance before you move to the settings. So in this class, I'm going to teach you how I slice, how I prepare my STN, how I cut my STN in the tablet. And then in the next class, we're going to discuss how I start the programming itself. So let's go to the programmer of Boston Scientific. That's the Stimview software. And then we are going to discuss how you prepare your nucleus. Remember that the first thing that you have to do, you have to get a pre-op MRI, at least 2 sequences, and then you have to fuse with the post-op CT. Okay, this is the first part. Once you have this, we are going to the object management, and here we are going to prepare my STN. So I'm going to click here, and then we are going to discuss this. So stay with me here. Once you click here, the software will give you the nucleus that you have chosen. For example, here, this I did before in order to give it this to you right now. But if you're going to do this at the first time, you have to add anatomy, as you can see here in the top of the screen. So you click on add anatomy, and then if you are stimulating the STN, you can choose, for example, the red nucleus, the substantia nigra, and the subthalamic nucleus. Okay, once you add an anatomy, they're going to appear like this, and these small squares over here. And then if you go straight for the Illumina, they are going to stimulate the whole STN, and I don't want to stimulate all the STN. I want to stimulate only the hotspot inside the STN that I discussed before in other class. So I have to slice, I have to prepare my STN. And to do that, we are going to do this kind of preparation in this screen. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to click on data, and then you are going to click in ACS here, because I prefer this view. And then what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to expand this screen because I will work only in this environment. So click over here. I'm going to leave all the other nucleus blind. I'm only will see the nucleus that I wish to manipulate. That in this case is the STN. So click in this eye, and then as you can see here, we are only looking to the STN, the left STN. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how you cut the STN. So remember, the nucleus, I'm going to leave this screen just to remember. The STN, the orientation is like this. They look a little bit medial. So when I'm going to slice the left, I'm going to turn the head a little bit like this in order to see the nucleus more without this turning. I'm going to show in the program, you're going to see that's better, but because I don't want to cut the nucleus like here, I want the nucleus facing toward me. So come here to see like this. This is the left STN. So look at this body here, the figure of this man, and we are going to cut the left STN. So I will put this man looking to the left, but not completely to the left. I will turn a little bit his head in order to see the STN like this. So follow with me. It seems that's complicated, but isn't. Look at here. Look how this guy is looking toward the left, but I tilt a little bit the head. And once I do that, look at behind the STN. He's flat. I want to see this flatness here. And then I'm going to push with my fingers again the nucleus here. And once I do that, I prepare the nucleus to be cut. So remember, the Stimview and these elements from Boston, they draw the STN from each patient. So depending on the patient that you are preparing, the imaging of the STN will be different, okay? So here, I'm going to start to prepare my STN. If you remember the hot spot in the STN, they are localized in the posterior part and the dorsal part of the STN. And how I'm going to do that? So overall, I do like this. Imagine this line here. And then you are going to split in 2 and then in 4, okay? And then I'm going to draw this line like this in the first quarter here, and then I'm going to get this first quarter from the right, and then we are going to go in the bottom of the nucleus, and then I have this point here. So this is a good marker. You are not going to see this in the literature because I made this by myself. You know, I got all the studies that analyze the hotspot in the STN to do that. And then we are going to slice the STN in this way. Once I do that, I will have this part of the nucleus that's my hotspot. This is a good volume to stimulate. You are going to say to the software, I don't want this part of the nucleus. They can enlist the psychiatric effects and other side effects that I don't wish to do that. So I'm going to slice here and to say, please, toward the stimulation inside of this region. That's the idea. And now I'm going to come to the operations here. As you can see, there is a split, and you are going to click on split. And once you do that, you are going to get your finger, and then you are going to point here, for example, or here, and then you're going to put here again to do this line. I'm going to do a little bit here with you. For example, here, or here, or here. And once you do that, you are only, trying to okay, for example, here. So I draw this yellow line. Yes, I could put a little bit to the left, but it's a good volume. And then I'm going to press the split object here. And look at how nice it is. So the software already cut my STN, and the blue part of the nucleus is my hotspot. I need to do that before I move to the Illumina settings. So now I'm going only to rename this blue into what I wish to rename, for example, hotspot of the STN, the left STN. So you come here, and then you're going to type here, for example, hotspot STN left, for example. And then you press OK. Okay, so you're going to do this in the left nucleus, in the right nucleus, and once you do that, you're going to move to the next here. That's behind my screen, my video here, and then you click in the next, and you have already prepared this. And once you do that, you are going to find the electrode. I'm not going to show you this because that's not the goal of this class. And once you do that, you are going to save as, for example, then you save as Illumina 3D, for example, the file, the folder. And once you see your patient, when the patient is in your office, once you open up the programmer itself, over there will appear to you the nucleus that you have built here. In the next class, I'm going to jump directly to this screen, and then you're going to understand what I'm telling to you. But in this class, again, prepare the nucleus. Do like I did, slice in that way. That's the best way to slice the STN. I'm going to teach you how I slice the GPI and VIN in another class. Okay, so in the next class, we're going to discuss how I use this part of the STN to say to Illumina, okay, I wish to simulate this volume. Okay, so see you. Thank you.